This is Friday Standard. We're going to take a look at a couple of spots that you asked about. Um, so this is 1-2 to the A-frame, and I think the first thing you mentioned was front crossing before the teeter. This is actually a very difficult spot here, and you see your dog commits early, and they seem to have a good idea of where they're going. And I'm guessing all of those spots are wrong. So option number one is the dog walk. It is a slight turn. If we draw a line through this jump, we're probably headed right out of the ring. Right, so when we call the dog, the first obstacle is the dog walk. The second obstacle is the weave poles. Third obstacle is here. Even before that, there's the possibility the dog looks at this yellow jump and this blue jump. So this is a very tricky jump here. In fact, you can see very clearly the dog takes off and mid-air decides we're definitely not going to the dog walk, and so they're going to latch on here to the weave poles. And then we get the nice verbal call and response, beautifully done here, to the teeter. I don't like the front cross here because if the front cross is late, you're just going to drive them into one of these two obstacles. So hanging back is definitely the preferred option here, given that you had to manage the A-frame. And here you can clearly see yourself managing it by using decel to help your dog get in. So when we're stuck to our contacts and we can't get out ahead, it's just really hard to do front crosses. Now, let's say we do want to do a front cross, okay, but I want to combine it with a little bit of a decel here. This is the line that I'm going to run. What I'm not going to do is curve in here, get to the other side, and then turn. What I'm going to do is what I call this V-cut. And it's very sneaky. You're going to come here, dead stop, cut back toward the teeter, and that motion there creates a very good turn from the dog over this jump. And while the dog is engaged with the jump, we've made this sharp step here. Now you get to do an easy front cross. But as handlers, people tend to do this, right? I want to do this. And then instead of front crossing out here, we can front cross anywhere on this line here. Okay, so if we're going to front cross, that's how I would do it. Rear cross here is not great, but it's okay. I agree that you have to stop here in order to get as big a decel as you can to help with this bar, the turn on this bar, so you are stuck in a really bad spot here. For myself, normally I think I would go and blind the end of the teeter, to be honest. Okay, into the tunnel, the dog walk, stop front, I think is okay. Let me see, flush jump at the panel. Okay, I don't think we've seen the panel yet, unless I missed it. Okay, here you got the weaves fine. Okay, so here, yeah, so here's a spot for decel. Here we're going in extension. So you can see this is the takeoff, and we've got big steps here. And then once the dog is in the air, we got 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, and a backward step. So we have a lot of motion in this direction. Your dog does very well just to even turn it this tight. Okay. In addition, the panel is itself an extending obstacle. Viaduct, broad jump, double, triple, those all tend to launch the dogs a little bit earlier, a little bit more strongly, a little bit more in extension. Given that there's only 1 jump left, to me this is going to be a decel rear. So I'm going to stop here as the dog approaches the takeoff. So for this dog, I'm probably stopping right here, right where you are, and I just stop. The dog comes, takes off, turns, and then in position as the dog turns, I turn and face this yellow. Face the yellow with my upper body, right hand extended, but I'm going to keep my feet kind of this way, the way your feet are now. So I'm twisting my upper body, my chest this way. And then when the dog commits this way, then I run across this way. That creates the nice turn here on the rear cross. That's how I would do it. So I would do a decel rear. You can do a decel front. It's not going to be as good because to get the good decel, you got to be on the takeoff side. And then you can see that you have to get out of your dog's way to do the front. And so that there's the potential for the dog going around your body, which would negate the tightness of the turn. So here I always prefer the decel rear cross. All right. Maybe we can put together a demo video.